Hey guys, you're listening to MCRO Radio with your host, Melissa.
And Richard. And we are back. We are back after an adventure.
A big adventure.
A big adventure.
Although we promised that, we'd post a lot and all this stuff, but...
I posted.
I didn't. I was too, in the moment to even, hit up social media. We did up a video for you guys on Instagram. We didn't really tag it, though. We didn't even, we didn't do anything.
It was kind of like one and done here. Gone.
Yeah. We were just so relaxed. We were so having a great time.
Mm-hmm.
We had a great time in Montreal. Honestly, I could go back there again.
The food was great.
The festival was off the chain. Guys.
And it was at my... Okay, well, we're getting ahead of ourselves. So, our adventure started waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, God. That was rough. I swear, we slept for 3 hours.
We slept for 3 hours, but we crashed a lot on the train.
Mm-hmm. It was a rough morning.
Yeah, so we got there just before 5:30, and Union Station wasn't even open yet.
Right.
Ding. That
Sorry,
was
that was my phone. That was
really
weird.
unprofessional.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to put my phone on vibrate. That was my sister messaging me on Facebook Messenger. Oh my god. She sent me a video of somebody farting on a plane. Okay, hold on. I'm going to check that out later. Okay. So we took the train. We took the Via Rail train. Richard's dad was awfully nice to drive us to Union Station with all of our luggage instead of making us Uber there or take public transit there, because we would have probably had to get up at 3 o'clock in order to take public transit there.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
Yeah.
So much, Richard Sr.
Mm-hmm.
Much appreciated. Much, much, much appreciated. You have no idea. So, we took the Via to Montreal.
It was a 6 o'clock train.
6:40.
It was 6:40?
6:40 train.
Okay.
But I think it left earlier than that. It felt like it was earlier than that.
Probably because everybody was boarded.
Probably.
If they go through and they're like, okay, well, these are all the people that are scheduled to, be on this train. Hey, there's no real sense in us waiting around. Let's just go.
Mm-hmm. And we weren't delayed either.
No. And we got lucky. So on our way there, we had a brand new, brand spanking new car. And the seats were comfortable. We had a little fold-out tray in front of us.
Leg room,
Netflix.
Yes. Well, we brought a tablet to watch Netflix on.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I was able to stand up in my seat, in my seating area when I wanted to stand up and stretch my legs instead of climbing over Richard or asking him to get up.
Yeah.
Sorry, I hit my mic. It was actually, really comforting. I appreciated it.
And, not...
So much. Richard had so much legroom, and he doesn't normally get a lot of legroom.
Mm-hmm. And then halfway through our trip, we switched so I could just put myself up against the window and fall asleep.
And I watched Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
No. I started watching Breakfast Club.
You started watching The Dirt, didn't you? Or was that on the way back?
No, I did watch part of The Dirt, too. I think that was on the way there. I don't know. Maybe that was on the way home.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was on the way home. I was watching The Dirt.
Yeah.
Such a good movie, by the way. I didn't finish it, but it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was very well done. Richard slept through it, so he wouldn't know.
Through what movie?
The Dirt.
Oh. I wasn't watching any of it.
I know. You were
You had both headphones and I was passed out.
Yeah, you were sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody on our train, our first train, was really cool. Everybody was quiet, chill. Everybody who was working on the train was very attentive, very cool, very chill. It was just an overall great experience on the way there. We got to Montreal in about 5 hours.
Mm-hmm. We got there, just around 12:30?
Yeah, roughly.
By the time we got off the train, I think it was about 12:30.
Roughly. So it's about 6 hours, which wasn't bad.
No. Trust me,
slept most of the way.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a lot worse.
Mm-hmm. We shared... What did we share watching first on Netflix?
Harold and Kumar.
Yeah, we watched that. I fell asleep, and then I woke up, and Richard was watching Harold and Kumar. And then I think we put on Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
I think.
Possibly.
I don't know. We downloaded a shit ton of movies right before we were leaving, the night before, so that we had something to do. But yeah, we got to the city. It was beautiful. It was nice. The weather wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't too hot. It was warm, but not too hot.
It wasn't humid, and then that was the main thing. It was the dry heat.
So it was like a fucking maze to get to the metro station, though.
That was my one complaint about once we got off the train. The one thing I don't like about Montreal is you kind of have to know where the metro stations are.
Yeah, they're not really like out there.
Yeah, it's not saying, hey, you want to go to the metro station for like where their trains are? Go this way. No, it's, go up and down all the corridors till finally you see metro this way, and it's like, 45 minutes later.
Yeah. But we made it to our hotel. We got there early. We couldn't check in, but we were able to go in and get freshened up, change some clothes, leave they were nice enough to let us leave our luggage there.
Yeah.
Which was nice. Like, our luggage bags. We had nothing really valuable
in
our luggage. And it's like, hey, if you want my clothes, be my guest. Here, take it. Like,
here's my bra and underwear. Yeah.
Basically. So we did that. And then we went on a little adventure.
We took a scenic route through Montreal. Seen a whole bunch of nice, graffiti artwork, all in the buildings.
I love the city for that. It's inspired me to get back into art again.
And
city... Richard, I think, has noticed that I've been getting back into doing artsy stuff again. Where, my wheels have turned on doing art again.
Yeah.
I had lost my inspiration for it because I just simply didn't have time. And, nobody really appreciates when I do it. So I was like, you know what, I'll just do it for myself.
Yeah.
And so I started back up again, all because of going to this beautiful city and seeing all the beautiful street art. And it's not even it's not even graffiti. It's murals are everywhere. There is graffiti, but it's mostly murals, and it is beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Do you have a favorite one while you were down there?
Yes, I do. It was the one where it was almost kind of like.
Was it the Mary Poppins one?
No, I appreciated that one from the last time we went. I remember that because that's how I know where I am on some. But it was almost like the Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
I'm showing you right now. So it's almost like the Mona Lisa, but with
Post that to our Instagram. So
I will.
So that people listening can actually follow along with some of these posts.
I think I did. I think I posted it on my personal Instagram, but it's almost like the Mona Lisa kind of dress, and then there's the Walmart kind of smiley face with an open smile, but there's a skull underneath.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just thought that was so neat. But the fact that there's just art everywhere you look.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, and they're so lucky to have that. We don't have that here. But we went to a free art gallery. Hey?
Yeah, we did. What do you remember the metro station?
No.
That we went to?
No.
What was it,
It was over Saint Denis?
No. 5455 Gare. Gare, I believe it is.
Yeah.
There's that building and the adjacent building beside it, and one building is 12 floors and the other one is 11 floors, and essentially you take the elevator up, you go to the very top floor, and you walk down the stairwell, and their stairwell is
is an art gallery.
It's an art gallery for street artists
they're all local.
They're all local, and they've all been
paid.
Paid, exactly.
And Yeah, it's honestly, it's just simply beautiful just to see, like, what goes on in artists' minds and what comes out. It's stunning.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's just simply stunning. I can't even tell you how amazing it felt to walk through there.
There were certain murals that were done within the art kind of exhibit, if you want to call it that, yes, that one there. Every time we looked at this one particular mural, we noticed something different that, you know what, we didn't see before. So literally you turn around and then you look back and you're like, oh my God, there's this. And then, oh my God, there's that. And there were like little details that were incorporated. It's kind of one of those, like, you know, those collage pictures where it's like a set of photos that make up one big photo.
Yeah. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It was just, it's something you have to experience yourself, because the emotions that I got are totally different from the emotions that you would get or Richard would get. It's just, it's how art feels for you, and it
affects
was
everyone.
Amazing.
It affects everyone differently.
It was just, I can't even explain my feelings towards it. It's just, it made me feel really good inside.
Yeah.
To be able to experience that, because I find in Ontario they don't allow us to express ourselves artistically the way other places do.
Yeah, and it's almost like our city has a stranglehold on
art.
Yeah,
and
on art.
Like the arts in general, so like visual arts, music, etc. There's just so much that.
About the only thing that our city kind of allows is film.
Yes.
And anything outside of film, it's kind of pushed aside. And
Yeah,
I mean, you even
exactly
look at all the concert halls that have closed down over the last few years. Even I'd say the last 10 years, maybe even more than that. I'd probably say in the last 12 years, I can count on more than just a little over one hand all the different concert venues that have closed.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that it happens, but sometimes, you know, it's a hit or miss whether you want to go or not, right? Like, think about it. I don't like to go to the ACC or Scotiabank Center for music. It's terrible. The acoustics are terrible there.
Yeah, it's horrible.
So, you know, you never know. Maybe they're going to open up ones just for music. I mean, instead of going to the ACC, but the only thing is you can pack a house.
Yeah. See, the one good thing, and I like going to these for concerts, are casinos, because they don't get city funding, they don't get special funding. They rake in all that money at the casino. And you can imagine those millions of dollars, probably a day, that gets pumped into those casinos. They can afford top of the line acoustics, soundproofing in rooms. I remember I went to go see Stained at Casino Rama, and clear as a bell. There was no distorted sound. My biggest concern when I go to a concert is, you know, how much of it can I actually hear? Is what's the word I'm looking for? Like, there's Danforth Music Hall. Everyone seems to love it. I hate it. You know what? The sound bounces right off the back wall. And the last thing I want to do is leave a concert and not be able to hear.
Yeah, I don't like that all that much. That happens every time we go to Danforth.
Yeah.
But there's some places where it's actually pretty good, where you don't lose your hearing.
Yeah.
And let's be serious. That's fine.
Yeah. Even when we went to go see Heavy Montreal, it was a nice change.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Heavy Montreal was a great festival this year. I had a lot better of a time this year than last year.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it rained last year, and it kind of put a damper on, you know, the night. We didn't want to go anywhere, but we ended up going out after.
Yeah.
But
we came prepared this year.
Yeah, we had ponchos, and we had
a blanket.
Yeah, well, we had a blanket last year, just we didn't bring it the first day.
No.
Well, because we didn't know if there'd be, like, seating on the floor. But this year, I liked it where you could sit up on the hill, you can enjoy the stages, you can see 2 stages from the hill, and I thought that was amazing. And basically everybody we wanted to see was on the 2 main stages.
Yeah.
Which was perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
and
like
there was barely anybody around us the first day and second day. It was like every time we go somewhere and like we have that blanket, nobody wants to sit near us.
Hey, you know what? But hey, people want to keep their distance from us. Fuck you, and you can go over there. It was funny. The only guys that wanted to like hang around close to where we were sitting were the guys that were smoking the cigars. That no one had a fucking lighter, and every time they tapped me on the shoulder.
Yeah.
And
that was pretty fucked.
And everyone, I'll be honest though, I love going to these heavy metal festivals because everyone's so social with each other. There's people aren't judging each other while they're there. I always say metalheads are like the most inclusive group of people that you'll ever find.
No, you're absolutely right.
And ironically enough, like metalheads, we might look mean, tough, and scary. You talk to us, we just want to be friends with everybody.
Exactly.
And it's like,
some people aren't like that though in the metalhead community, like in the metal community.
Oh yeah, no.
You're ones that aren't as inclusive as others. But you know what? Like, let's be serious. You're there to have a good time. Yeah. And if you're just gonna be a fucking asshole, then get the fuck out of here.
Like,
except I'll be honest, I can be like that because I got mad when somebody stood in front of me for hate breed. You remember?
Yeah.
That tall man had to stop and stand right in front of me, and I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Yeah. I was like, "Can you move?"
Yeah. But one thing I thought was amazing was, now go back to that. So the 2-day festival that we were there, all those people that you had seen, how many fights did you see?
0.
How many people did you see get tossed out?
0. Well, I didn't see anybody get kicked out, but I wasn't around anything like that, but I didn't hear of anybody getting kicked out.
No. I mean, then you think about...
And I didn't see anybody that was, like, really loaded either.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, most of the people who were there, they're like, okay, we got to, maybe ease off on the beer a little bit, drink enough water.
I've seen a lot of people drinking water.
And that's another thing I love about metalheads. When you go to an outdoor festival, they're like, okay, water's going to be key the entire time that we're there. So let's make sure that we're hydrated enough. We're going to be out in the sun. Everybody had sunscreen. And what was cool was, say I had a bottle of sunscreen. Someone was like, hey, do you mind if I use some? Oh, yeah, no, here, absolutely.
Actually, we were the ones who offered it out. Where people didn't have ice cream or sunscreen.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, do you guys need some sun cream? Like, do you need some? Because I know for a fact I'm going to get burnt.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to get as burnt as I did Canada Day weekend. That was bad.
Yeah. So we, day 1, let's talk about that. We arrived there on the Saturday. The line was
kind of big, but that was because it was the beginning of the festival.
Yeah, everyone wants to get there early.
And they didn't really clarify what line to go into if you had a bag or not. It was basically like a mob kind of line where
everyone just pushes their way to the front.
Yeah.
Kind of. Because everyone was just antsy. They're like, oh my god, I just want to get in the festival.
Exactly.
And then once we got in, it was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, it was... The only thing that bothered me is, I understand this, but to empty out your water pack.
Yeah.
That kind of bothered me, where it's like, okay, so you're making everybody dump out their waters, nobody can bring in drinks, like, but you can bring in drinks, it's just you can't bring in a drink. It has to be a container.
Yeah.
Which is, I can understand that, but it's like, we took the time to put ice in this motherfucking thing with water, made a mess all over at the hotel.
Yeah.
And you have to dump it out. It's like, the fuck?
So,
you didn't have to dump it out last year.
So the first day, hold on. So the first day, the woman's like, you have to empty your bag. You have to empty the water from your bag. I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. So I opened the lid. The second she turned her back, I turned around. I'm like, yo, fuck this. I had ice cold water. What the fuck? You're gonna make me like dump literally ice water?
Yeah, that's what it was ice water. That thing was half ice, half water when we left the hotel.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not dumping this cold water. No fucking way.
No.
Because when we go to refill this water, it's gonna stay cold. So, I don't know. We walked our way through. They scanned up our wristbands, and we went. And it was kind of ironic. The first person we seen was Walter.
That we knew, yeah. Well, of course. We didn't see him after that, though, at all.
No.
So he was really close up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a great time.
I mean, so...
I don't, like, I had such a great time that, like, this... It was amazing. Like, it was just an all-out great show. The performances were amazing. Yeah. I'd never seen Steel Panther before, and I would honestly go to one of their shows.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, Steel Panther was amazing.
Except you couldn't really hear them.
I like the sound just, like, kind of abruptly cut out.
Yeah.
Which irritated me.
Mm-hmm.
We were okay. It was just before I think Quiet Riot went on stage.
Where it started to get quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you couldn't really hear that. You couldn't really hear them.
No.
Like, you could, but you couldn't. Like, it would just cut out.
Well, actually, you know what I'm going to say? The sound was good for Hatebreed.
Oh, yeah, no. But we were close for Hatebreed.
We were close, but we made our way back to the hill.
And you can still hear them.
Yeah.
We sat at, like, the top of the hill the whole time, basically.
Yeah.
Except for, like, when we first got there, like, I just was like, hey, do you guys want to just sit here? Other than that, we were at the top of the hill, like, the whole time we were there.
Mm-hmm. And
we got really lucky, though. They had that one air-conditioned, like, restaurant there.
Yeah. That one we just randomly discovered that was selling $3 hot dogs.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that when you're there in Montreal, they do what they call all-dressed hot dogs, where it's, like, coleslaw and sauerkraut.
It was good.
Yeah, it was different, but it was really, really good.
Mm-hmm. It was good. No, like, I think that's so that it's not just you're eating all bread and a wiener.
Yeah.
I think it's just to add, like, some veg to, which I have no problem with that. I always add pickles.
Mm-hmm.
I always add pickles, but I didn't have there without no pickles.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
You
what else did we do at the festival? They had a giant sprinkler there.
Yes, the sprinkler.
Big fountain.
I'll be honest. So the first day when it was like burning hot outside, yeah, and literally the first thing I think we did,
dunked our head.
Yeah, it was just they just spewing water everywhere. So we just walked over and let me just cram my head under this fountain. Mm-hmm. And it, like, just, you instantly felt better, and you just let all the cold water drip all over you, and I was like, oh my god, this is absolutely amazing.
It really was.
Yeah, but that would have been...
I got my whole hair wet.
Yeah. But what was crazy was we got in, and obviously the first thing I do is I look up whatever, t-shirts and stuff that they have. Listen, I'm a big boy. My shirts go first. Let's be honest. 2X, that's the first to go. Medium, large, next ones to go. Or small mediums generally.
Are the last ones. It's always smalls that are left.
Yeah. So
nobody wears smalls, like kids wear smalls.
Yeah. So
tiny people wear smalls. There's like more big people than small people.
I had my heart set on a very, very particular Hatebreed t-shirt.
Did you end up like asking if they're gonna sell it?
I don't know. I can always message that lead singer again and see if they'll come available. But
that was so cool. We got to meet him. We got a picture.
Yeah. So we're getting ahead of ourselves. So we got up to the merch table, and the one thing that I didn't like about the festival was that merch line took forever. Literally, you'd have 3 people ahead of you. Maybe 2. And
it would take 20 minutes per customer.
Yeah, and it's like people are buying one shirt. Like,
they don't. When you say, I want letter, whatever, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck it is. They keep having to turn back. It's like, if you've been picking shirts constantly, then you would know.
Yeah. And, like, it was just frustrating after a while. Because it's like, oh, they didn't get the right size. And then people are like, oh, I don't like the design on the shirts. If it wasn't one thing, it was another.
You remember the bandana for Heavy Montreal this year?
They weren't
awful.
They weren't as good as they were. And even the patch that they had, it was the same one that they had last year.
Wow, trash.
Yeah, so I was hoping maybe they change up the logo a little bit, or maybe they'd have like an alternate one. But yeah, no, nothing. So we get to the front of the line, no Hatebreed merch, and actually there was a lot of merch that they didn't even have because they're like, oh yeah, well we're not done setting up. I'm like, not done setting up. This is like 2:00 in the afternoon. How are you guys not set up like the first day?
Right.
So I was kind of annoyed. Messaged the lead singer of Hatebreed and was like on two platforms on social media, and I'm like, hey, listen, just wondering if maybe there's a second merch table, because this actually happened a few years ago where they had all the main merch tables set up, and the lead singer had his solo project, and he had his own merch table somewhere kind of buried off in the festival grounds that you had to go digging for, which I didn't really like, and I wanted to make sure that wasn't the case again. So, lo and behold, we get a chance to meet him. And I said to him, I go, hey, I was the guy messaging you on social media. What's up with your shirts? I go, there's everyone's shirts are here being sold. Your band is like the only one that's like, you have no merch. I go, what's going on? And he's like, oh man, like I'm so sorry. They lost our shirts at the airport, and they can't find them. So he was kind of giving me updates, and they're like, okay, so they found them. They're going to try to get them there for 6 o'clock. So I checked around 5, maybe get a little bit optimistic. No shirts. Checked again around 7, no shirts. Checked around again 8, no, still no shirts. And then he messaged me back again, and he goes, shirts won't be there today. They'll be there first thing tomorrow morning.
Which was really nice of him to do.
Yeah.
Like, you have to admit that. That was really nice of him to offer you those updates on the shirts.
Mm-hmm.
But what sucked, though, is they didn't have the one that was for Heavy Montreal.
Yeah, they had a limited... I was hoping even Slayer would have had a limited edition, like, Heavy Montreal t-shirt. Like, hey, last time we were fucking here or something. Like, that would have been cool.
Yeah. They put on a great show. I've never seen them before.
Well, we'll get to them in a minute.
Like, I can't... Like, I'm so mesmerized at the talent that these bands have.
Yeah.
Like, to hear them through your headphones and through, the radio or the computer and stuff, you don't really appreciate their talent until you see them live, and you're like, damn, your craft is amazing.
Yeah.
And that's also
that was like one thing I've always loved about Slayer is they've always been just a well-performed band live. But yeah, no, we're still getting ahead of ourselves, because we had the chance to see after Hatebreed we had Quiet Riot.
Oh, that was so good.
So I mean, Quiet Riot's been on my list of bands to see. I'd probably say over 10 plus years that I've been dying to see. So when they got announced for this festival, I'm like, oh my god. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, wait a minute, but who's doing the lead vocals? And that's where Walter had actually said to us, he goes, hey, that guy from American Idol was doing lead vocals. Mm-hmm. I go, you talking about James Durbin? He's like, yeah. So it was this amazing singer who should have won American Idol, in my opinion. But they wanted nothing to do with a quote-unquote heavy metal singer on one of these shows. And yeah, did lead vocals, was absolutely fucking incredible. I mean, what were your thoughts on that? Amazing.
Just amazing. I'm speechless still from that festival.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when people ask me about it, I'm still speechless about it, because it was just amazing.
Yeah.
I had a great time. Everything was so cool.
Yeah.
And, like, I've been to festivals before, but by far this has been my favorite festival I've ever been to.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to Knotfest.
Yeah. And I mean, this, where the grounds were, just to go back to touch on this, this is, like, kind of the original grounds. They've done some updating and modernizing on the conservation area, and the hill used to be a little bit more steep and used to go a little bit more further back. But hey, you know what? I'm not complaining, because the view that you get from that hill is incredible.
It really is. it was way better this year than last year. Like, my bar is set really high for this festival for next year.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, we closed off the festival with Godsmack. And I mean, Godsmack for me, I couldn't even tell you how long ago it was. I think it was probably close to 8 years ago. What are passports good for? Like, what are the expirations on them?
10 years.
No, well, there you have what?
Every time we fucking record, my house phone
telephone
goes off.
It never goes off. Only when we record.
Exactly.
There's a 10-year, and then there's one that's a little bit shorter. Is it a 5-year or 6 years?
I don't know. Mine's 10 years. I don't know.
I maxed mine out for 10 years, but there's one because I just updated my passport not too long ago, last year, and I think if it's a 5-year passport, must have been
probably 5 years before.
6 or 7 years ago. Steve and I went to go see Godsmack and Stained play a festival out in Darien Lake, and that was the last time I'd seen them play. And they're always one of my favorite bands to go see live. And every time I have to go see them, I have to go travel somewhere. Because they don't come to Toronto. Excuse me, I just burped into the microphone. That was like totally rude of me.
I honestly keep yawning. I don't know why.
Yeah, well,
it's probably from the AC.
Could be.
But I'm not complaining.
Yeah. So, I mean, we smoked a little bit just before they went on stage.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was a good joint.
Yeah. If I have to say so myself, I did a good job at rolling a quick doobie.
2-year-old holiday.
Sorry, yeah, 2-2, Magoo.
2-2-year-old holiday.
Yep, absolutely. But yeah, no, we had a great time. We got poutine that night. Was it that?
No. We had headaches, and we were supposed to go to Foof's.
But we got something to eat before we went to bed, no?
It was pizza.
Oh, did we get pizza?
We got pizza. You have to cook a pizza.
Yeah, it's still good.
Cook a pizza.
No, it was good. It was
wasn't
delish. I ordered 2 pieces. You ordered 2 pieces. I ate mine at the thing. A telephone.
Are you fucking kidding me? This fucking phone.
A telephone.
Okay, so we got our pizza, and literally...
Got back to the room.
We both had a headache. We both had headaches.
Yeah.
Richard had made a video call, and I was just laying on the bed. And then, literally...
You fell asleep, and then I got up, and I turned off all the lights and crawled into bed.
Yeah, we were supposed to go out that night, and we just... Yeah. I think it was the sun that got to us too much.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Like, because we were dehydrated, but yet we barely peed all day.
Yeah, it was everything that left our body was all because of sweat.
Yeah. We were just so exhausted, so tired.
Yeah.
And, oops, I hit my mic. And I passed out. Like, I was out.
You fell asleep hard.
I know, I remember falling asleep hard.
Yeah. Because I remember you woke up and you're like, I'm sorry we didn't go out. I'm so tired.
Yeah. I felt bad because Richard had his heart set on going to this club because they're like an alternative club that's like mainstream.
Yeah, it's one of those nice, like...
It's actually really nice. It's 2 floors.
Yeah.
They have like a dance floor, and then they have like their eating area, their drinking area. Like, it's really nice. Mm-hmm. The bar is actually really nice. It's a younger crowd. I was getting mad at all these girls because they were eyeballing up Richard, and then they'd get like really close to him, and he wouldn't even notice. And I'm like pissed. You remember the last time we went? I was like, all these girls are like coming up near you.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, and I'm like, hello.
Yeah.
He's just like, once I said that, he was like, all like, oh yeah, love me.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't see any of this happen.
I know you didn't. You notice things, but you don't notice things.
Yeah.
But yeah. So day number 2, we went shopping first.
No.
We went and we got really good bagels.
Yes, we did. You said to me, you were like, you know what, we had the continental breakfast the first day.
And it was trash.
And you're like, I want like a good breakfast.
Trash.
So I'm like, hey, listen.
Trash.
Okay. Trash, yes. I'm like, hey, if you'd like to go, there's a really, really, really good cafe that's like 4 blocks from here. It's not that far, but they do like in-house bagels, and all their breakfast stuff is all made to order.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah. So we took a quick look at the menu, and we already knew what we wanted going in.
I didn't really know. I just went with what Richard had.
Yeah, you're like, whatever you're having, I'll get that too. So we got these like big, huge honkin' bagels with a fried egg, white cheddar, and just like a handful of bacon.
Yeah, like
literally
the
a handful of bacon
I've ever had from like a takeaway place.
Yeah.
Like it was more than 4 pieces of bacon.
And you got a side order. We got side orders of chips. You didn't even have to ask for them. They're like, here you go in your bowl.
Chippies for breakfast.
Like 9 o'clock, 9:30 in the morning. We're getting chips for breakfast.
Oh, it was so good.
And like, you got, what did you have to drink the first day? Did you have an orange juice the first day?
No, I had ginger ale.
Did you? I thought you had juice the first day.
No.
You had ginger ale the second day. You had orange juice the first day.
No, I didn't. I had pop.
Did you?
Yes.
And I made the mistake of ordering a large coffee, and it was a fucking bowl of coffee.
Yeah, but you loved it. It was good coffee.
Yeah, it was.
They did a really good job.
Yeah.
That was like better than Starbucks coffee.
Well, I mean, all their coffees
but
made.
Mind you, we don't drink Starbucks coffee.
No, because that's fucking gross. But like their coffee there, like even their single cups are all made to order.
Yes.
Everything was made to order, and it was actually quite nice. So like you had to wait like 10 minutes for your food, which was understandable.
The place was like really cute.
Yeah, it had like
it reminded me of like, you know, when you go to grandma's house.
Reminds me of like a cottage.
No, it reminded me of like, you know, when you go to like grandma's house and the furniture is all different, and like the walls are bright, the curtains are drawn, everyth's bright on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And it just had that like feeling of like home. It didn't feel like, oh yeah, I'm just at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
I felt at home.
Yeah.
Where I was comfortable.
The place is called.
Spot we sat at.
Yeah. The place was called
Hanawi Bagel Cafe.
Yeah, Hanawi Bagel Cafe. It was at. Was it Saint Denis and Sherbrooke?
Is that Sherbrooke? Yeah.
Yeah.
And something.
Yeah, Saint Denis.
I don't know. It was like 5-10 minute walk.
Yeah.
Which wasn't bad. We went there and we didn't shower before we went. I felt like a dirtbag going in there.
I don't care because that food was so good.
Yeah, like once I ate, I was like, oh, I feel so good.
This is going to be us talking about heavy metal
and
food. Food and metal.
We didn't really eat a lot while we were away, though.
No, I know.
Oh, that place Rubs we went to the first night for dinner was bomb as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
We had mac and cheese donuts. We had brisket nachos, and we had it was like a bloomin' onion.
Yeah.
Richard didn't care for the bloomin' onion,
No.
but I liked it. It tasted fucking good. It was a sweet onion.
Yeah.
Oh, I never get sweet onions anymore. The food, all in all, was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The service was pretty good. Like, I was attentive, but, you know, it's
Yeah.
not what we're used to.
And
but
one thing...
we had to ask for the bill.
Yes.
It wasn't just simply brought to the table.
Yeah. That was one thing that I love about Montreal, is they don't rush you out of a restaurant. Like, the second you put your fork down, they see that plate's empty, they take away your plates and, okay, here's the bill. Like, they don't even wait and give you a second to, okay, give them a couple minutes, see if they want, like, cake or coffee or anything, or, like, any kind of desserts or tea.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? It took me being picky to find that place.
Yeah.
We walked by so many places, and I'm like, nah.
There was one place that had, like, $5 apps. And I'm like, oh my god, this looks so good. And then we got there and there was a Metallica cover band playing and they're like, yeah, our kitchen's closed. I was like, fuck.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if that's like just a heavy Montreal weekend thing.
Oh, more than likely.
Thing.
But you know what? There's a lot of cover bands that always play in Montreal. And bands, period.
They appreciate live music.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's probably also why that festival has lasted so long.
Yeah, heavy TO didn't really last.
No, well, they seen what was going on in Montreal, and people were like, "Oh, we can replicate that. We'll just do the same festival here." Literally the exact same lineup. You know what people did?
They still went to Montreal.
Still went to Montreal.
The ones who could afford to go to Montreal went to Montreal.
Yeah. And I think it's also the people who had experienced Heavy Montreal before, because it's like a festival like none other in North America. Honest to God, I don't think there's anything that comes close. It's the environment, it's the people, it's the food, it's the sights, the smells.
You know what was amazing is we were eating fruit the whole time. Like,
Yes.
we talked about this last year. We still talk about this. We got fruit cups.
Fruit cups, cherries. We had watermelon. I wanted blueberries, but we'll get blueberries next year.
I didn't want blueberries. I didn't want to have to poo while I was there. It was porta potties. No. You know me.
You can just go to the building.
Yeah, I didn't know about it until later on, and I was still not pooping in there. Like, hello. I had to exit the festival grounds.
Yeah, you were like, okay, well, we're gonna make pee. I'm like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. Empty all your pockets. Don't take anything with you. Take your cell phone, and that's it.
Yeah.
And you're like, why? I go, because when they wand you, literally they want everything out of your pockets. Because I made the mistake. I had fucking loose change in my pocket. The guy made me take the loose. I'm like, I looked at him. I'm like, are you serious? He goes, out of your pocket. He goes, I want to see.
That was a little excessive.
Yeah, so I took the change out of my pockets, and then he went to go wand my pocket again.
I think they'll learn that for next year, where heavy MTL crowd is a lot different than the Osheaga crowd.
Yeah.
The Osheaga crowd is not as good as the heavy MTL
No.
Nowhere near. You know what I really appreciated was at heavy MTL, there was, yes, a lot of people who were in the same age category between 20 and 30, but you also had your OG metalheads.
You're like seniors, your kids, your
It went from
infants.
like babies all the way up until like the gray-haired dudes and dudettes. It was amazing. I seen like the OG metalhead guys with like the long hair. You know they've been growing it out since they were kids.
Yeah. The grandma and grandpa heavy metal guys.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was simply amazing. And do you remember when we were like sitting? There was that couple. They came around and they had a wagon, and the little guy was laying in the wagon, and then they took him out, and he was
being a little shit disturber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you notice though, like,
and like,
yes, the parents obviously were watching what this little boy was doing, but everybody seemed to be like watching him too, just so that
he was safe.
You know.
That's one thing I love about metalheads is that their main priority is to make sure everyone is safe. Mm-hmm. Everyone, it's like, okay, we're all metalheads. We're all here for the same purpose. We all want to come here and have a good time.
Yes. But I noticed, like, there was the people who go to festivals just for festivals.
Yeah.
You can tell by just the way they're dressed.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you're just coming to a festival just saying you went to a festival. Mm-hmm. And those are those... Yes, I don't mind those people, but those are the people that are the ones who get loud and rowdy and loaded and lame and shit.
Yeah. And I mean, we closed off day 2 with Slayer.
Oh yeah, day 1 we skipped Ghost.
Yeah, we skipped Ghost. So
that
technically,
guy looked creepy.
So I'll be honest. Godsmack was my headliner. Was our headliner.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because.
But you notice a lot of people left day after Ghost.
Yeah. Or before Ghost.
Yeah, before Ghost.
But what's ironic is the last time I went to go see Godsmack with Steve. Yeah. Ironically enough, Steve was with us. He wasn't with us, but he was in Montreal.
Yeah,
for the festival.
Really close. He got really, really close, which was amazing. The
last time that Steve and I went to go see Godsmack, Shinedown was the headlining act. Them. We left before Shinedown because there were so many people at that music festival. We're like, it's going to take us like 2 years to get out of here. Mm-hmm. So let's just stick around for a couple songs and let's get the fuck out of here.
Whoever decided to make that park, though, like a festival ground, was probably the smartest person because it's right beside the metro station.
Yeah, literally, like you walk outside the metro station.
There's your festival grounds.
Yeah, and it's not like, oh, you got to take the train there and then you got to take a bus. No, you take the train, you walk up the stairs. You literally walk up 2 flights of stairs. You get out of the You get out of the terminal, and the doors open, and boom, you're basically in line to get in the festival.
And then the other side, so they had signs for Heavy Montreal, right?
Yeah.
So it was like you went the other side, you were able to go to the other side of the park, kind of thing, which was nice.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it better this year a lot by even getting to the festival grounds.
It's a lot more organized.
Last year was like you walked 500 miles up a flight of fucking stairs, down a flight of stairs, just across a road.
Yeah.
Like, and that was unsafe when it was raining last year. I think they learned that, and like the police wouldn't even, like, Richard had a really bad back injury, and the police said no, you can't cross the street. But I was like, but he has a back injury and can't do stairs like that, and they didn't care.
Yeah, whatever.
And you were like, yeah, thanks. I'm in pain now.
Sorry?
You were like, yeah, thanks, now I'm in pain.
Yeah.
That was the one thing where I was like, just across the fucking road.
Yeah. I should literally have just walked across the street.
No, they had it barricaded.
Did they?
Yeah. They had like it fenced off.
Okay, I can't remember.
I think they just didn't want a mob scene crossing the street.
But you know what? We totally missed something.
What?
You and I totally have missed something that is like so key to being in Montreal that we totally forgot to talk about it.
What?
We went to Schwartz's.
Oh my god, yes we did! And the takeout line was not long this time.
We were out, what, like less than 5 minutes we were out.
We were in and out. Yeah.
And we would have been out quicker if it wasn't for that stupid lady in front of us.
Can I get a pound of...
Can I get a pound of brisket and a pound of smoked meat? And the guy looked...
like, it's the same
It's
thing.
the same thing. She's like, okay, well, can I get a pound of each? He goes, lady, it's the same thing. Well, no. I want a pound of each. Lady, it's the same thing. What do you mean? It's the same thing. The brisket is the smoked meat. The smoked meat is the brisket.
I think she wanted it sliced, though, and like...
I don't know.
She just couldn't say that. Oh.
So he should have just given her a pound of each and was like, okay, here's a pound of the smoked meat and here's a pound of the brisket.
Yeah, I just made that look stupid. No, they taste the same. That was honest. That was a really good sandwich.
Yeah.
It was very moist.
Yeah. It just like literally melts in your mouth.
It's definitely something though you can't let sit. Like
no,
you can't.
No,
like,
you have to eat it right then and there.
You have to, or your bread's disintegrating.
Yeah.
It's like really hard to eat though.
Yeah, it's one of those like weird, kind of open face sandwich kind of.
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of have to eat a little bit of the meat first, and then go to town on your sandwich.
It's worth the money.
Yeah. Oh.
With that Cott's Black Cherry Cola.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't get it here.
And the pickle on the side.
Oh, that was so good.
The pickles are like the size of your hand.
They do their own pickles too. They make their own pickles too.
Yeah.
You can tell. Oh, they're so good.
And there's always a line. Always.
Like it
doesn't matter if it's 40 degrees with the humidity or negative 40 with a wind chill. There's always a line outside. There could be 3 feet of snow. There's a line outside.
Mm-hmm. You can tell. You know what's funny though is like they can like talk to their customers like dirt.
Oh yeah, what are you gonna do? Complain? Go ahead. Don't come back.
Basically.
Makes my job easier. Don't come back.
Exactly.
I wish I could get away with that.
That'd be so cool.
Oh my god. What are they gonna do? Call and complain? Okay. Good for you. Next customer, please.
Literally.
So literally we walk up 2 sandwiches, two pops, and 2 pickles, please.
It's $36.
Yeah.
The prices went up from last year, I think.
No, I think it's about the same.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was one thing that the prices really weren't affected.
That was like one of the cheapest meals we had, though, the whole time we were away.
Yeah.
Well, everything was so inexpensive, though. We went out for dinner, and it was $50 with tip.
Yeah.
We went to Rubs, $50 with tip, and Richard had a drink.
Yeah.
We went to La Belle Province.
Yo.
All that food we got was $40. Not even. We got 2 poutine. I got a regular poutine. You guys smoked me poutine, and we each got a steamy, a little hot dog.
One of those all-dress hot dogs.
Yeah. And I don't even think that was $40. I think that was $30.
Did we get drinks as well, or no drinks?
No, we had water.
We had water back at the room?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we each had a pop, too.
Yeah. You got to talk closer to the microphone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because if the microphone can't hear you, the audience can't hear you.
I'm so sorry!
Ow. like you see that? Warning.
I know. It was in the red when I did it. Look, it's in the red!
Yeah.
It's okay. So, we're just rambling now.
Well, I wasn't done.
Is there any specific point we're going to talk about? Because then we'll just wrap it up. These people are probably not going to want to listen anymore.
Well, I wasn't done talking about our fucking poutine adventure.
Okay, let's talk more about our poutine adventure.
So you walked in, and we're like...
We walked into La Belle Province, by the way.
At the corner of Sherbrooke. No, not Sherbrooke. I lied. St. Catherine and St. Laurent.
St. Catherine and St. Laurent.
And
St. Laurent.
So we walked in, and we're like, maybe I'll get a slice of pizza and get a poutine as well. I don't know, because you're like, I'm real hungry. I'm like, listen, these takeout containers of poutine are fucking huge. You're like, no. I'm gonna get both. I remember the look on your face when you're like, what in the fuck is that? I go, that's your poutine. You're like, wait, what? And it's literally a pound of fries. Literally. Gravy and cheese.
There was a pound of fries, a pound of gravy, and a pound of cheese.
Oh,
that was fucking heavy to carry too.
Yeah.
It was so good.
And then we got back, cracked into the hot dog, and I was kind of double fisting fucking poutine and a hot dog. Yeah, it was good. It was delicious.
I think we passed out after.
Oh yeah. Well, we said
we got the itis hard.
Yeah. Well,
the itis hard.
You had even said, you're like, okay, maybe we'll go out tonight and go out for a beer because we didn't do it last night. We ate and fucking passed out hard again.
The first night we slept in our clothes. The second night we actually we're like, hey, let's put on pajamas.
Yeah. So then, after all was said and done, we went to go check out. Everything was great. Everything was amazing. We had such a great time. And then, we get on our train.
And these fucking guys in front have their seats... These fucking guys in front had their seats, reclined back. And I'm like, sorry guys, can you put your seats forward? Straight, please?
I'm a big boy.
And then I was like, he has long legs just like you. Yeah. And they gave me the dirtiest looks. And I'm just like, whatever. He has long legs too. He needs room. He paid his ticket.
Yeah. And that...
And it was an older train car.
That's my point that I was getting to. Was that it was like a train from the 70s. It was fucking small. It was kind of crammed. And we had the luxury the first time around of...
We got lucky.
Of having a tray that folded down in front of us.
It was like a school tray.
Yeah. This one is like...
A school tray.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. It was so uncomfortable.
So we didn't even use it.
No.
We tried, and then we're like, no. It can't happen.
But
I was fine. I was fine because I had legroom.
Yeah.
I think you were uncomfortable because you didn't have legroom, and we didn't have the same kind of space we had.
No, not from the first time around.
Yeah, I'll be honest, we got really lucky the first time around.
Yeah. And
that's how I remember being on a VIA train, is that one.
Yeah. And see, for me, my biggest pet peeve getting back on this train, forget about everything else, there was no fucking air conditioning on our train.
The entire ride, so the entire 6 hours, it kicked on when we got back to Toronto.
Yeah, we're getting off the train. Literally, I stood up, the lights go down, they come back up, and you hear
and didn't everybody go, oh, look, the air conditioning's on.
Oh, son of a bitch. You get it working now.
Yeah, literally.
And that was our adventure.
So we had a lot of pluses, a couple negatives, but more pluses than negatives.
Yeah, the good outweighed the bad.
And what happens in Montreal mostly stays in Montreal. We didn't even give you all the details. We gave you just the stuff that we wanted to tell. There's so much more that we just took in that we can't talk about because it's feelings. It's not even, you can't express it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So you've been listening to our Montreal trip. Thanks for listening, guys.
Before we go, I just want to say shout out to Stacy and Andre, her boyfriend.
It was I was so happy to see you guys. We had
Steve, Walter, Frankie.
Frankie's friend, I don't remember his name.
I can't remember his name either.
Walter's friend, she was really cool. Who else? Who else did we say hi to?
Jamie Jasta from Hatebreed.
Yes, we met you. What? I never met you before, but I met you.
And like one of the coolest guys ever.
Literally. Alrighty, guys. That's
Canadian thing. Poutine, fries, cheese curds, gravy, Schwartz's.
There we go. You heard it here. Alrighty. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.
Bye.